Moonlight touched softly. His eyes teared. Heart ached deeply. Rooms felt empty. Silence screamed loudly. Walls witnessed pain. He sat quietly. Hands held knees. Breath came shallow. Memories haunted constantly. Love felt distant. Tears streamed silently. Every thought pierced. Every memory burned. Every heartbeat ached. His kingdom silent. His mind restless. His soul shattered. He whispered softly, "Why alone tonight?" Tears fell freely. Curtains swayed slowly. Wind whispered gently. Shadows danced quietly. He remembered laughter, smiles of past, moments gone forever. Pain cut deeply. Hope seemed distant. Faith battled sorrow. He touched photograph, smiled faintly. Eyes closed slowly. Time seemed frozen. Minutes dragged endlessly. Seconds felt infinite. Tears marked cheeks. Hands trembled softly. Heart throbbed painfully. He thought deeply. Words unspoken. Promises broken silently. Loneliness felt heavy. Darkness hugged tightly. Night became endless. Candle flickered gently. Light barely moved. Shadows stretched long. He recalled whispers, moments together, promises forever. Pain echoed silently. Heart screamed loudly. Soul cried softly. He whispered again, "Will she return?" Silence answered nothing. Memories hurt strongly. Love burned eternally. Hope flickered faintly. He walked slowly. Steps echoed. Walls replied quietly. His crown heavy. Responsibility immense. Loneliness unbearable. Tonight. He closed eyes. Breath slowed. Tears dropped silently. He hugged pillow. Whispered her name. Heart ached constantly. Moonlight faded slightly. Night deepened. Pain remained constant. He wrote letters, unsent words, thoughts never shared. Every night lonely, every hour silent, every moment painful. He whispered again, "Why this pain?" Tears fell. Stars twinkled dimly. Universe seemed distant. Heart felt empty. He remembered smiles, faded voices, sweet laughter. Pain cut sharper. Hope remained faint. Faith battled despair. He whispered prayers, hands trembling, eyes closed. Night continued endlessly. Tears soaked sheets. Heart felt hollow. Loneliness screamed louder. Silence echoed. Shadows whispered. He touched ring, fingers shaking. Memories flooded. Pain overwhelmed slowly. Soul tired. Heart heavy. He sat motionless, breathing shallow, eyes red. He whispered softly, "Why love gone?" Night answered silently. Memories burned brightly. Tears fell. Soul cried. Heart broken silently. Sobbing quietly. Alone completely. Moon disappeared slowly. Night deepened. Pain continued. He prayed endlessly. Faith strong. Hope flickered. Memories embraced him. Tears kept falling. Heart remained faithful. He stared silently. Walls whispered pain. Shadows danced slowly. Tears streaked cheeks. Heart throbbed painfully. Soul screamed quietly. Memories returned vividly. Smiles faded. Promises broken. Candle flickered softly. Light barely moved. Darkness hugged tightly. He whispered name. Silence answered softly. Nothing felt comforting. Pain consumed entirely. Hope seemed distant. Faith struggled silently. He touched locket, fingers trembling slightly. Heart ached deeply. Wind blew gently. Curtains swayed slowly. Shadows stretched long. He recalled laughter, shared moments, promises forever. Every beat hurt, every thought pierced, every breath shallow. He sat motionless, eyes closed, tears fell. Night seemed endless. Moonlight faintly, stars twinkled dimly. He whispered prayers, hands shaking. Soul cried silently. Heart remembered her. Eyes searched. Tears fell. He wrote letters, words unsent, feelings locked. Pain grew stronger, loneliness deeper. Night became heavier. Candlelight flickered. Shadows moved. Time felt eternal. He hugged pillow, whispered softly. Memories embraced. Every sound echoed. Every shadow whispered. Every heartbeat trembled. He remembered kisses, soft smiles, promises broken. Tears fell, hands shaking, heart bleeding. Pain never ceased. Hope never left. Faith struggled. Moonlight dimmed. Night continued. Silence screamed. He closed eyes. Breath slowed. Heart remained. Memories haunted. Tears fell. Soul cried. He whispered again, "Will she return?" Night answered silently, every moment painful, every thought piercing, every second endless. Loneliness consumed. Darkness embraced. Heart ached. He whispered prayers. Tears kept falling. Soul remained faithful, even in silence, even in darkness, even in loneliness. Memories burned brightly. Heart remained. Tears fell. Pain deepened. Hope flickered. Faith whispered. He held pillow. Eyes closed. Tears fell silently. Night passed slowly. Hours dragged. Minutes felt eternal. He whispered name. Air remained silent. Heart ached. Candlelight faded. Shadows vanished. Silence remained. He remembered moments. Smiles returned briefly. Pain consumed fully. Tears streaked. Hands shook. Heart throbbed. He prayed continuously. Faith kept alive. Hope lingered. Loneliness echoed. Darkness whispered. Soul cried silently. Tears fell silently. Heart ached deeply. Soul whispered softly. Moonlight touched cheeks. Shadows embraced pain. Night held tightly. He whispered prayers. Hope remained faint. Faith struggled strongly. Memories returned sharply. Smiles,